नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यास ततो जायमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टुकी। सुन्वतां सकथा कृष्णा पुण्य श्रवण कीर्तन हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विदनोति सुहृत्सताम्. So I will read verse 11 first, 3 times, and then you can recite. एते वयं न्यासहरारको ससा रको रसोकसां गत हि यो गदया द्रविस्तास्ते तिष्ठामहेथापि कथाञ्चिदण अजो स्थेयं क्वयामो बलिनोत्पपाद्य वैरम् एते वयं न्यासहरारसोकसाम् गत हि यो गदया द्रविस्तास्ते तिष्ठामहेथापि कथाञ्चिदजो स्थेयं क्व यमो बलिनोत्पाद्य वैरम् एते वयं न्यासहरारसोकसाम् गते हि यो गदया द्रविस्तास्ते तिष्ठामहेथापि कथाञ्चिदजो स्थेयं क्वयामो बलिनोत्पाद्य वैरम्. Kindly recite.
Sorry, go ahead, Coach.
No, Mataji, go ahead.
Ete vayam न्यासहरारसौकसं गतर्योगदयाद्रावितास्ते तिष्ठामहेथापि कथञ्चिदाजौ स्थेयं गुयामो बलिनोत्पाद्य वैरम्.
Hare Krishna. Ete vayam nyasahara rasokasam gata hiro gadaya davitaste tishta mahe tapi kantachint ajo steyam kvayamo balino tapadya vayam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ete bhayam nasha hararashaukasam gatoriyo gadaya dravidaste tistamahe athapi kathachintit ajau thayam kaya yomo balinot padaya bhairam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ete vayam nyasahara rasaukasam gatiryo gadya dravitaste tishtamahe hathapi kathanachid ajo steyam kavayamo balinot patyavera.
Thank you, Mataji. So let us read word-to-word translation. Ete, ourselves. Vayam, we. Nyasa, of the charge. Haraha, thieves. Rasa Okasan, of the inhabitants of Rasatal. Gata Rio, Riyaha, shameless. Kadaya, by the mess. Dravitaha, clothes, chest. Te, your. Tishtamahe, we shall stay. Atha api, nevertheless. Kathanchit, somehow. Ajao, on the battlefield. Steyam, we must stay. Kwa, where? Yamah, can we go? Balina, with the powerful enemy. Upadhya, having created. Vairam, enmity. Certainly, we have stolen the charge of the inhabitants of Rasatal and have lost all the shame. Although bitten by your powerful mace, I shall stay here in the water for some time because having created enmity with powerful enemy, I now have no place to go. In purport, Srila Prabhupada is writing, the demon should have known that God cannot be driven out of any place, for he is all pervading. Demons think of their possession as their property, but actually everything belongs to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can take anything at any time he likes. So I will read verse number 12 myself, and then we will discuss both shlokas. त्वं पद्रथानां किल यूथपादितो घटस्वनो स्वस्थय आश्व अनूह संस्थाप्य चाश्मान् प्रम्रजाश्रु स्वकानां यः स्वां प्रतिज्ञां नाति पिपर्ति असभ्यः. Translation: You are supposed to be commander of many foot soldiers, and now you may take prompt steps to overthrow us. Give up all your foolish talks and wipe out the cares of your kith and kin by slaying us. One may be proud, yet he does not deserve a seat in an assembly if he fails to fulfill his promised word. A demon may be a great soldier and commander of a large number of infantry, but in the presence of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is powerless and is destined to die. The Lord therefore challenged the demon not to go away, but to fulfill his promised word to kill him. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshironmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namao Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. Today is very auspicious day also. Today is the appearance day of Narottam Das Thakur. And at the end, after the class, we will discuss some of his teaching and his life history. But he was a great acharya in our sampradaya, and we all respect him. Prabhupada used to sing his songs many times, and they give the purport of the songs, very, very beautiful songs. Like Janama Gamainu, that song is very good that I I wasted my whole life, without chanting your name and without remembering you like that. And also one very important psalm, at any day when there is a disappearance of any great acharya, we sing that song, which is which song is that? J.N.L.O. Premadhana Karuna Prachur. That song is written by Narottam Das Thakur. He wrote many, many songs, almost 50, 60 songs. He wrote beautiful songs. And so we should really appreciate and celebrate his appearance day in a grand style. So today's slok, actually, if we see the both shlokas, they describe that there is confrontation between the Lord of Varaha, who is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and with a demon Hiranyaksha, who was the son of Aditi. So as we know, Hiranyaksha actually looking everywhere, and he became so powerful, and his brother Hiranyakashipu actually did the tapasya of Brahmaji with severe austerities and penances, and he became so powerful. Both brothers became so powerful, they were not afraid of anything. Everybody else were scared. He went to Swargalok, and Indra and all the demigods were hiding. So he won the Swargalok without even fighting. So that was the power, he was like going here and there. One time he went in sea, he was looking for the Lord, but he was not found. Then he jumped in the great ocean, and ultimately he went to the demigod, which is the body of the water, the demigod, and so who is the lord of the bodies of the water, Varun Dev. So, and his capital is, what's the name of his capital? I'm forgetting, but there was nice name. So he went to that place, and in that capital, and he asked to fight with the Varun Dev. And Varun Dev said, "I'm an old man. Actually, you will be fighting with Lord Vishnu. Who can fight with you? No one else can fight with you, and he will ultimately kill you, and you will be killed by him." He told clearly. Then he was looking for Vishnu. Who can kill me like that? The demons have that kind of mind. So he was looking for Vishnu everywhere, and ultimately he asked Narad Muni. He met Narad Muni in the way. Narad Muni told he is in the Garbhodak ocean. And so he jumped in the Garbhodak ocean, and he saw that Lord Vishnu is in the form of Varahadev. And this Varahadev is in the 6th Manvantar, not in the 1st Manvantar, but this was the 6th Manvantar, where he came as Rakta Varaha. In 1st Manvantar, he came is in the form of white Shweta Varaha, but this was in the red color. So he saw the Varahadev, very big, gigantic form, and he was lifting the Earth planet on his tusk. And in the center of the tusk, he can see, and he was trying to lift it up. So he actually challenged him that, where are you taking? This is my property. This whole thing, is mine. So he said, just leave it here. So that's why, but Lord, actually, Supreme Lord, in the form of Varahadev, he wanted to take the earth on the surface of the water, where he can really majestically, he can give the power toward the planet so that it can stay right in the orbit, not fall in the water again. So he took it away from the water of the surface. He majestically came out of the water. We wrote last week, we were discussing those shlokas, that how majestically he came out of water. Because anything Lord does, it's very wonderful things. And we, after years and years, 5,000 years, and we are still reciting, and after even hundreds and thousands of years, this stories, Lord's Leela, will be actually recited everywhere. So this is the Lord's potency and his power. And we should recite his Leelas, because Nam, Roop, Gun, Leela of the Lord, they are very important to all of us. And the more we recite, the more we get benefit for ourselves. So in the last verse, actually, we saw how in the beginning, how he was abusing with the different names, one Gaucher and different names, one Gaucher, Braga is like animal, Janwar. And he was telling him, Agnya, like fool, lowest of the demigods. So all these names, he was telling him. And the Lord actually told that in the last verse that indeed we are the jungle creature and searching for the dogs like you. So we are jungle creature and we want to kill you. You are a dog like that. One who is beyond death has no fear of lost, because he was just abusing him. So Lord was telling that there is no use, we have no fear of your loose talks, because anybody can talk, but if you don't follow them, and especially talks from the people, who are bound by the laws of death. So he said, you can be killed anytime. So you are under the dark. So all the acharyas actually gave like these two shlokas, also today's shloka, they also have the two different meanings actually. One is the meaning what we see directly, and one meaning is the Krishna conscious meaning. So this shloka, yesterday's shloka, is showing that one gochar means we are seen by the pure devotees. That's why we are one gochars. And mercifully, I search out sense enjoyers. And the Lord actually mercifully is looking for the people who are enjoying the sense of gratification. So, and I'm here to deliver those guys who are behind the sense of gratification. So Lord comes to this earth, to claim us, who the people who are actually enjoying too much, are trying to enjoy. There is no enjoyment actually as such, but who try to enjoy in this material world. So that's why Lord comes to this place. Since no one receives my mercy, one who receives my mercy is not subjected to death. So once we get the mercy of Lord, then we need not to worry about the death. We are not subjected to death means, we will end the cycle of birth and death, so we will end this cycle. So we need not to worry about the death then. So that is the real meaning of the verse, which the devotees think, right? But for, like, if you see outside the verse, it looks like 11th verse, today's verse, it says, certainly we have stolen the charge of inhabitants of Rasatal, that we have taken the charge of Rasatal. But Lord was actually struck by the mace of Hiranyaksha. So that's why he's saying that I will stay here for some more time, because actually Hiranyaksha was telling him that get out of here, because this is my property, and you don't belong from this group. Rasatal is my place, so you get out of here. But who can draw out Lord, Supreme Lord, because Lord is the owner of whole material world and whole spiritual world. So nobody can say, Lord, that you get out of here, because sometimes somebody comes in our property and we say, get out of here, But nobody can tell these words to Supreme Lord, because Supreme Lord owns everything. Everything belongs to us. Nothing belongs to us actually, everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. So our acharyas give another meaning of this verse 11, that I am the receiver of devotional offerings, even by the demigods, even by the demons, even by when demons give us the offerings, we accept that. So Rasaukasam has this meaning that I am the receiver of the gifts or offerings, even given by the demons. I must battle with you to derive bliss from fighting, because actually this whole incarnation, Vara incarnation of the Lord, was because Lord wanted to fight, and that's why this whole incident came, because he wants to take the rasa of fighting. Vedas. So to get this rus, he took this incarnation. So he said that I must battle with you to derive this bliss by fighting with you. And why you came in front of me? Because you have enmity with the Chatush Kumar, those four Kumara who told them to come to this material world. So this all was Lord's plan, but Lord is telling him that you came here because of the curse of the Kumaras. And Lord is telling that where else should I go? So I will stay here. That's what Lord is telling him. And in next shloka, shloka number 12, Lord is telling, because he was just talking, telling bad words to the Supreme Lord. So Lord is telling him that give up your foolish talks, because and wipe out the tears of your relatives, because by slaying us, that you kill me, you are all the time taking, I will kill you, kill me, show me. And he's saying that one who talks and doesn't do anything, he doesn't deserve any place in the society, doesn't deserve any seat in the assembly if he fails to fulfill his promise. So actually, whatever we say, we should do. We should walk the talk, not talk the walk. That way, whatever we say, we should do it. Otherwise, that talking is useless. What is the meaning of that? So always we should respect whatever we say, we should do it. Or we should not tell it, that I will do this, and doing nothing. That's not any good thing to do. So the other meaning, what Acharya says about the verse number 12, that filled with the prem, you accepted the mood of a demon as a promise to give me a happiness of fighting. So he said that you actually were filled with the prem, because Jai Vijay actually were filled with prem of the Supreme Lord. They were doing their duty very honestly and with all love. So he said that you accepted the mood of a demon just to give Lord a pleasure of happiness of fighting. So that's why they came here. But he is saying that he who does not keep the promise is unfit to sit in any assembly. So we should actually, whatever we say, we promise something to somebody, we should actually fulfill that. Therefore, make me happy by fighting. So Lord is telling that now you don't get coward, come here, fight, don't go anywhere. Lord is telling him. So, and wipe your tears of bliss. And he was so happy to see the Lord that he had the tears in his eye. So he said, wipe up your tears, because he was the demon Hiranyaksha in real meaning was very happy to see the Lord actually, because we read this story, he was acting as a demon, but he was not really a demon. He was a great devotee of the Lord, and he came just to fight with the Lord to give the happiness to the Supreme Lord. So this is the inner meaning. All three inner meanings we read, and they are very beautiful actually. So this shloka looks some other meaning, and real meaning is different giving by the Acharya. So in Hindi also we say roko mat jane do, means stop him, don't let him go. In the same wording we use it roko mat jane do, don't stop, let him go. Roko mat jane do. So even the simple language, we can have the two different meanings of the same thing. It just makes where you put the comma or point, and the whole meaning will change completely opposite. So here also we can see the same thing. So let us dive a little more deeper in these verses and see what these verses means actually. So we can see the first verse 11 actually. It describes there is confrontation of the Supreme Lord in the form of Varahadev and Hiranyaksha. So this text number 11 actually emphasizes that every property, all the property what we see, we may say that, oh, this house belongs to me, this is my house. But really this all belongs to Supreme Lord, because we will go one day, then some other owner will come, some other owner will come, and ultimately everybody will go on. When this Brahmaji's end of the day, everything will be finished and all the land will be Krishna's again. So actually everything belongs to Lord. We just said we are the temporary owner for few years, which is nothing in compared to our eternity. So this is nothing, and we claim so much that, oh, this house belongs to me, I'm the landlord. And years ago, I must have told this story, but I will repeat it again. That when I was in Binghamton, New York, working in emergency department, I was there only for 6 8 months. Then I had to move to some other hospital, so I didn't have the house, so I rented a house. But at that time, Satsuru Maharaj really came in our area, and I invited him, and I kept a program there for him. So we were trying to arrange a big program in the school, but at the last minute, one day before the program, the school told that this seems to be religious program. We want to let it happen in public school. So then I had no choice, because I invited Satsuru Maharaj and all devotees coming with him. So I said, we will not cancel. I will keep it in my apartment, although it is small, but somehow or the other we will manage. So I actually have a program in the I was living in the in the house, twin house, one house on the top, one house in the downstairs. So I was living downstairs, and I told the guy living on the second floor that there will be a lot of noise of the kartals and harmonium and mradanga. So you please go out somewhere, or you just please tolerate it. It will be 3 4 hours program, and after that everything will be normal. So he said yes, no problem. So I had the program. We had a lot of kirtan, dancing, everything, and that guy on the second floor, actually, he didn't like it at all, because he wanted to watch some game and some things. So he ultimately called the landlord and told her that there is so much noise in the house, this should be stopped, because I cannot watch my games and my kids cannot enjoy watching their show. So then landlord came, and she heard Krishna's name, like Kirtan, and she was really she called me, and she said that, come out, I want to talk to you. And she said, stop right now. I said, no, one of my great spiritual figure, is here, and all the people are here. I cannot stop like that. And I told the guy on the top that this is going to happen. But she said, no, 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 you cannot do this. You cannot do this. And she was shouting, shouting, shouting. We continue somehow or the other. She was shouting, and while shouting, she got the chest pain, and then people called the ambulance, and she went by ambulance to the hospital. I do not know what happened later on, but Krishna takes care of her. And so my program continued. And so this is the big thing, people. She was telling again and again, I'm the landlord, I'm the landlord. After 2 seconds, she was on the floor, unconscious. So this is the condition of the human being. Actually, we may say that and claim the Lord's property, that it is my property, but nothing belongs to us actually. Everything belongs to Krishna. So this text actually also emphasizes that every property, every inch of the property, what we possess, all the money, everything is given to us by Krishna, and He is the real owner. So the demons normally all the time say that this is mine, this is mine. They claim their ownership on everything, but that should be not be the thing. So demons believe that they possess all the wealth, all the land, all the power, So this thing actually puts them very down, because nothing is there. And they are the temporary occupiers. Krishna has given them something, because they must have done something in previous life. That's why they are actually cashing the check, But once deposited money in the bank finishes, then everything is gone. So this is the condition. So we can see that the Supreme Lord actually all the time tells us, that the demons also, that just for empty talk, doesn't mean anything. You should be actually whatever pride you have, that's because of the things I have given it to you. So you should not claim actually that this thing belongs to me. Like the Hiranyaksha, in the shlok we are reading that he was the commander in chief because he was the king. So he was also the commander in chief for many, many soldiers. But he's saying that rather than you challenge it, you do it and then you speak. Many times we also say big, big things, and not do anything. So that we should not do actually, because we should just mere word without any action are useless. What is the value of those words if we don't do any action? That's why it is said in all the Shastras that anybody who makes a promise but fails to fulfill it does not deserve any respect in any society, or he cannot get any seat, respectable seat in the assembly. So before the Supreme Lord, any biggest demon has no value actually. He is completely helpless. What power he has in front of the Supreme Lord? And anyone, any demon will be destined to be defeated. Therefore, actually, Lord's requesting that demon Hiranyaksh not to flee, but stay here and fight. Don't just say me abusive word. So Lord is telling that you face the consequences now. So that's what. So demons actually consider that they are the authority, they have the power, and their whatever property they have is their own property. But that's not the fact actually. In reality, everything belongs to Lord. Sabai Bhumi Gopalaki. So everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. And that's why we say Lord is known as Hari, that he can take away anything and everything in 1 second. Any fraction of a second, actually, he can take all our possession, he can take all our pride, he can, but one good thing, he can take our distress also. If Lord wants, all the distress, our distresses can go in 1 second. So that's the greatness of the Lord. But Lord gets very angry if somebody tries to take someone else's property. So we should be happy. Whatever Lord has given, we should be satisfied with that, rather than trying to encroach somebody's property or somebody's money or whatever they possess. If you want to take it, that means he is the thief. In Ishopanishad also, Lord, whatever is distinct to you, you should only take that. Rather, you try to take away from other people. That's why he says that we should not keep anything more than what is distant to our luck, but not more than that. So if somebody wants to get more, then he becomes a kind of thief. Because we should, whatever position we are here in this society, we should take that position. We should not have any same, oh, I'm so educated, how I can do. Like somebody is born in the washerman's society, so he should continue his job as a washerman. Whatever is the prescribed duty for him, he should do it, rather than thinking, oh, this job is not good, I'm an educated person, I should do this and this. So actually, somewhat Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita that prescribed duty is never shameful actually, but neglecting our duty is shameful. So we should never neglect our prescribed duties. We should do. So Lord actually fearlessly declaring that to Hiranyaksha that do not run away, you stay here and fight. So this principle actually is commitment mostly in the Kshatriya Dharma. We have heard in the Ramayana that Raghukula Rita Sada Chali Ai Prana Jai Paravachana Na Jai. So we can lose our life, but we should actually try to fulfill till last breath whatever we promise. So we should not just say something but not fulfill it. So we can see in Bhagavad Gita also that Arjun actually was very reluctant to fight because he had the compassion that how I can fight with Bhishma Pitama and my Guru Drona. And so this is all compassion, but which they are worldly compassion actually, they are not the real compassion. Out of the so he has a kind of misplaced the compassion. But Krishna told him that if you ignore your duty, that will give you the disgrace actually. This will give you the bad fame and you will be ill fame. And also, if you have to work, you have to actually do whatever is in your duty, prescribed duty, you should do it. If you don't do that, and you get bad name and disgrace, then you will be, this will be worse than the death. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So once the credibility and character are established on faithfully following one's word, so when we say something, we must do it. There are so many stories in Bhagavatam also, and like a story of Banasur. We can see the Banasur actually, he was had the pride, so much pride, because he worshipped Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva promised him that you will be winner always, and he got immense power by the blessings of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva gave him 1,000 arms, so he can fight with all the arms together one time, simultaneously can fight with each arm. So he had 10,000 arms. And as we know, Banasur was the son of Bali Maharaj, who was the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. So he was in the great dynasty. And so Banasur has so much pride in himself that I can win anybody and nobody can challenge me. So that's what. And actually, he even ignored Lord Shiva. He challenged Lord Shiva. Now you come and fight with me. After he gave him the benediction that you will be Ajay, you cannot be defeated. So he challenged Lord Shiva. But Lord Shiva told that this pride of yours actually will destroy you. You will be killed by Lord Krishna. So that's why Lord Krishna actually came to the Banasur and killed him there. So not killed him, actually he Lord Krishna gave another promise, like Lord Shiva gave him promise. So Lord Krishna gave promise to Bali Maharaj, because Bali Maharaj, who was the father of Banasur, and Bali Maharaj was he got the blessing of Lord that nobody will be in your family will be killed by me. So he didn't kill the Banasur. He chopped off all his 1,000 arms. And that's why, but he, to keep the promise, he didn't kill his Banasur. Similarly, we can see how following the words actually helps. Like we can see the two story, one is Indra and Bali Maharaj. They are quite different. Like Indra ignored completely his Guru Maharaj. Whatever his Guru said, so he actually didn't listen. So, and one time when Brahaspati, who was his Guru, he came in his assembly and he was busy with all the surah and the drinks and the beautiful apsaras were dancing. So he was watching and he completely ignored Brahaspati. He should have stand up when his Guru comes, He didn't stand up. And ultimately what happened is Guru Brahaspati got angry and he cursed him. So he lost all the power. And that's why Bali Maharaj could win there. So, and so we can see the Bali Maharaj, in the case of Bali Maharaj, that Bali Maharaj actually respected his Guru. And because his obedience and his sacrifice, his Guru Sukracharya was very happy with him. And that's why he could win the Indralok and everything. So this is we can see by this example that one ignored the Guru, see what happens, he got completely finished. And other side we can see the Bali Maharaj, he got everything, all the kingdoms and everything by the blessing of Guru Maharaj. So blessing of Guru Maharaj and fulfilling the words of Guru Maharaj is very important for anyone. Otherwise, our life will not be successful. And we can see that Vaman Lord has to come in form of Vaman Dev. And then Vaman Dev was testing that how surrendered Bali Maharaj is. So, and then ultimately what he got, Bali Maharaj got Sutal Lok, and then Sutal Lok is more beautiful than Swarga Lok. It's much more beautiful and much more nicer place, which is under the ground actually, under the earth. But it's a very beautiful place, and this all due to his sacrifice. He gave everything to the Lord. He didn't even listen to his Guru Maharaj that don't give. He's going to take everything away. But he didn't care, and he said, when Lord himself is asking me, why I will not give him? So he gave everything. So this is the beauty of following the Guru's order, and whatever we say, that when we promise the Guru that I will follow your instructions, so we have to follow. If you don't follow, what good it is, there is no sense of even taking the initiation, because we must be very faithful to our Guru Maharaj. Whatever instructions he gives, we have to follow. So these all stories actually teach us that Krishna is the rightful owner of everything, and we should not have any false pride or false ownership, because it will lead us downfall. But if we keep humility, which is very important, and our duty, give first priority our duty, and we have unwavering commitment, in that case will lead to our eternal benefit. We can be nice devotee with that things. And so we can see here that Lord is challenging the demon who was the commander of army, and Lord is telling. So this is the conclusion of the shloka, that Lord is telling that without action and just saying the words will not help. And if we fail to keep our promise, that person doesn't deserve any seat. So any demon, whatever power he has, they are completely helpless in front of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here we can see in this shlok that Lord actually is provoking the demon so that he doesn't run away, and he fight with him. Because that was the whole purpose of the Lord, that he should fight, because he wanted to fight. And that's why those Hiranyakashipu were brought to the material world to fight with him. And the other thing, we see that Lord is the owner of everything in this material world. So let me tell you something about Narottam Das Thakur now, because it's not too much time left. So I will give the Narottam Das Thakur's history a little bit and his teaching. So Narottam Das Thakur is our Acharya in our parampara, and he's a Vaishnava Acharya, and he wrote two books, which are very famous, Prarthana and Prem Bhakti Chandrika. So these two books, in the previous days when Prabhupada came here in this country, the two books, were very valuable and very famous. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur, one time somebody asked how I can become devotee. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, it's very easy. It costs only 2 paisa. Just go and buy these two books, Prarthana and Prem Bhakti Chandrika, and you will be devotee. And so that is the value of Narottam Das Thakur, because he wrote those two books. And also, very importantly, he actually organized all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas at that time, and he organized the first celebration of the Gaur Purnima. Actually, he is the first one, who celebrated the Gaur Purnima after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this material world. So he was the first one. After many, many years, he celebrated that. So actually, he helped in unifying all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas and Gaudiya philosophy. So that was his great work. And he wrote so many songs for us, all of us, and we sing it many, many times. So I will just tell you few songs, which are very famous, like Ei Bar Karuna Karo Vaishnava Gosai. And Prabhupada used to sing other song, Gauranga Balite Have Pulaka Sharira. That song is written by him. And the other song is Gaurangara Gati Duti Pada Ei Mora Sampada. And the one song we sing all the time, which is Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha. And very important teachings. One song he wrote, Hari Hari Vifale Janama Gavainu Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya Janiya Bhujiya Bishop Pivanu. So that I'm drinking the poison by knowingly drinking the poison. It's like enjoying in this material world. So, like that. And as I told in the beginning of the class, that Jayanilo Premadana, we sing this song all the time, written by Narottam Das Thakur. Other couple more songs I will say, Nitai Pada Kamala and Radha Krishna Pranamora Yugala Kishora. And one more song, Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. One other song he's written is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More. And one more song Prabhupada liked it, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada Se Mora Sampada. And last song, there are so many songs, but like Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Rasana Mandira Manahara. So this is the description of Vaikuntha Lok. So he wrote so many songs, and he very realized the soul. Many times we see the devotees which say many, many things, but they are not realized. But Narottam Das Thakur, whatever he was saying, he was following that. And he was not saying something, just in the air and not follow himself, So that thing is very bad. We have to be exemplary. Just whatever we say, we should do it. Otherwise, it doesn't have any meaning, whatever we do. So, even Narottam Das Thakur came to this world even many, many years before that. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was here, one time he was taking bath in the Ganges, and then he took the dip in the Ganges, and when he came out of the water, then he suddenly yelled very loudly, Narottam, Narottam, Narottam. And all the devotee, they never knew who is Narottam because they never saw Narottam. There was no devotee named Narottam at that time. So then devotees asked, when he came out of the Ganges, devotee asked that Mahaprabhu, who is Narottam? When you are shouting his name so loudly, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Narottam will come here and he will spread this moment like anything. So that is the Narottam Das Thakur's glory, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remembered him, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually gave the love of Godhead, the prem, and told the Ganges that you hold this prem. What Nityananda Prabhu is distributing, the love of God, and what I am distributing, love of God, you take it with you, you hide it somewhere, and when Narottam comes, you give it to him, then he can spread it all over the world. So, but Ganga Mata asked, how I will know who is Narottam? I do not know who is Narottam, and how I will recognize him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you will know automatically when he comes, you will have a lot of big waves and your current will be so strong, so you will feel it, you will know this is Narottam. So actually, when later on, after many years, when Narottam Das Thakur appeared in this world, when he went to Ganges, and then Ganges was really very swollen at that time. Lot of water came suddenly, and waves were very strong. So she understood that this should be the Narottam. So she came and she gave the pot of the love of God to the Narottam. So that kind of personality was Narottam Das Thakur. So Narottam Das Thakur was born in the 16th century. And he's the Gaudiya Vaishnava, Acharya. And songs, actually, devotional songs are very famous all over. So he was a pure devotee of the Lord. And he was born in the bank of Padmavati River in the town of Gopalpura, which is now in the Bangladesh. And his father was Krishnananda Datta, and his mother was I'm forgetting her name. Anyway, his brother was Krishnananda, that means uncle of Narottam Das Thakur, was Purushottam Datta, and his brother was Santosh Datta. So Santosh was his brother. So when Narottam Das Thakur came to his town later on, after going to Vrindavan to distribute love of God to everyone in the Bangladesh, then Santosh actually helped him so much. He became a nice devotee also. So both brothers were great devotees of the Lord. So, and when he was born, his bodily luster was so beautiful. He was looking like a molten gold. His eyes were just like lotus petal and very large, and arms were extending to the knees, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's arm, like that. So, and he has a very deep navel. So, when the Jyotishis, the astrologers, saw him, they immediately knew that this is going to be a great personality. He told his mother and father both that this is not somebody simple, this is a great personality and he will do so much. His mother's name, I remember, it was Narayani Devi. So, Narayani Devi was his mother of Narottam Das Thakur. And since she gave birth, she was taking care of this wonderful child very carefully, all the time keeping him with her and worrying about his well-being. Like Yashoda Maya was taking care of Krishna like that. So she was really holding him and disciplining him. And when he went to school, actually, he was Shrutidhar. Shrutidhar means once you hear, you remember forever. So remembering always whatever he read only one time. Like we have to read so many times and still we do not remember. But he was remembering everything, just reading one time or hearing one time. So Narottam Das was thinking continuously because he was king's son, and king was giving us so many things, to enjoy this life. But he wanted to get out of this material world. So he was keep thinking that how I can be out of this material world, how I can take shelter of Gauranga. And one time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in his dream also. So he was so great right from the beginning, that Lord, Supreme Lord came in his dream and gave him. So actually, when he heard the qualities of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, he started chanting their name, their holy names all the time. So day and night he was chanting Lord's name. So he was thinking actually that if I can go to Vrindavan, that is the place where the Supreme Lord actually has so many leelas, so he wanted to go and learn about these. So he wanted to run away to Vrindavan. But his father actually saw that he's not taking any interest in kingdom or any things, which can attract him. He is all the time chanting. So he said he knew that he's going to run away one day from the home. So he puts so many security guards behind him, and they were watching him all 24 hours. So it was very hard for him to run away from home. So he was not running away, but he was looking for a chance to get out of the house. So Krishna gave him that chance, that one day the soldiers of the great king emperor came and told his father Krishnananda that the king wants to see you. You come immediately. So he and his brother both went to see the king, the emperor. And at that time, only gods were there. So somehow the other, Narottam thought that this is the best time for me to run away. So he, in the night time, when the gods were sleeping also, he just left and he was on the road. And when people saw him, many people knew him that he is the king's son. So they were behaving very good with him. So he didn't have any difficulty. And ultimately he found himself that he is on near Mathura. So he passed all the way and came to Mathura. From Mathura he went to Vrindavan, and actually he went to Jiva Goswami, who took care of him. He was living there. He was studying under Jiva Goswami. And that way he came to Vrindavan and enjoyed all the pastimes of the Vrindavan. So now 5 minutes left, so I will tell you something about like how we should do the bhakti. So Srila Prabhupada has actually given us this big boat. We are in the boat, Krishna consciousness. So this boat is so big in the sea that whole world can sit here. It's a so big boat. But as long as we sit in the boat, we will be safe. If we jump out of the boat, then what will happen? We will go to this material world again, and then we will be eaten by the sharks and crocodile of this material world. So we should actually keep sitting in the boat rather than. So what is the keep sitting? Keep sitting in the boat means we should continue our chanting, our hearing, following the instructions of the Guru. If we do that, otherwise we will be eaten by the sharks and crocodile of this world. And how we can stay in the boat forever? That needs actually association of the devotees. Somehow or the other, by Agyat Svikriti of the Vaishnavas, actually we become the devotees somehow or the other. Now we have to stay in the boat. So we can stay in association of devotees, like chanting with the devotees, doing kirtan with the devotees, dancing, and taking prasadam with the devotees. So if we do everything with the devotees, it will be really great for us. Then it will be very hard for us to leave the devotional service. Otherwise, we will get very loose in Krishna consciousness, and what will happen? We will fall down. So our devotional service, which cannot stay that strong unless we are staying in touch with the devotees. Also, when we are devotee, we should. Nowadays, there are so many classes of so many Babajis and sannyasis and from other organizations also, but we should following what Srila Prabhupada taught us, because I am seeing, even within ISKCON, so many devotees here, classes from other people, which are not from our society. Nothing wrong in hearing, but then we will try to follow them and we will get confused. So Prabhupada strictly warned us that we should not hear any katha from any other organization. We should stay within ISKCON. That's the boat Srila Prabhupada is steering and taking us safely to the spiritual world. So why we should not have faith in Prabhupada and do not get out of Prabhupada's boat? Bhakti Charu Maharaj all the time, whenever he will give initiation or whenever he give class, he said, never leave ISKCON, stay within ISKCON. So that's very important, because otherwise we will be bewildered and can go here and there. So as long as ISKCON devotees give us an association, then we will be safe. Let me tell you a story of a Mataji I know personally, that she was in ISKCON in association, everything, but somehow or the other she didn't have a child. So what happened? it was 9 years after the marriage and she didn't have any baby. So she prayed, some or the other. By the blessings of all the devotees and her Guru Maharaj, she became pregnant. She was very happy. She and her husband, they went to India also. They did so much charity and all these things, and they were very happy. But somehow or the other, by her misluck, what happens when the child was born, there was a cord wrapped around his neck and he was dead right at the death. So doctors told her, the child is born dead. What can be done? And he said, I'm very sorry, all these things. But she actually started crying so loudly, and her husband, they got completely bewildered what to do. Their faith actually shook. Why Krishna did to me? I'm doing bhakti so seriously for last 9-10 years. And I have the dead child. I didn't have any child. Krishna gave us, and also he took it away, and all those things. Then she got loose in chanting and loose in all her bhakti, puja, and reading and hearing classes. And slowly, she stopped coming to temple. All the devotees were worried about her welfare, and that's why they never left. The devotees never left her. They will go one by one to her house, try to preach her and give their association to her. So it took her 11 years actually. Now she started going to temple. And so this is the condition. Once we get loose in our bhakti, it takes a long time. So we should keep our faith very strongly. And then only our bhakti can stay. If our faith shakes some of the other, that's not the bhakti. So also to continue our bhakti, we have to be very humble, completely prideless. Like we can see in this shloka, how Hiranyaksha is the pride, and how he was killed by Krishna. So all the pride goes away. Krishna doesn't leave any pride up, especially for the devotees. He makes him humble. So as long as we are humble, Krishna will be happy with us. But if we are not humble and make just promise, just say something but not do it, that's not good. So we should be very, very humble. One time Radhanath Maharaj somebody else was giving class in the Bhakti Center in Manhattan. And Radhanath Maharaj was in the temple. So he half of the class was already done, and he sneaked in the hall. He sat in the back of the hall, where people sit, put their coats, things like that. So he just he was sitting in the corner there, and he told the people around him that don't make any noise, just to hear the class. So everybody was hearing, and then after 10 minutes, so Maharaj was sitting in the back. Then the speaker, which was his very junior disciple, he saw the Maharaj, he suddenly got up from the Vyasasana. He said, Maharaj, I cannot sit in front of you on the Vyasasana, and you please come here and give the class. Maharaj said, this is my order, you continue your class. So he continued, Maharaj was sitting. So that's the humbleness, He was sitting in the place, where people take out their shoes and coats and everything, like that. He was sitting in the corner, quite in the back, That's his humbleness, So Maharaj is so humble, and that's why he all the time says, but he follows up that also. So we have to follow what we say, not just say for the sake of saying. So this thing will work only when we walk our talk. So if we do bhakti very seriously, then actually it's not hard to continue our bhakti. So never ever leave Srila Prabhupada a moment, and whatever Prabhupada gives instructions, we follow that. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions, comments, we can discuss. So I think nobody has any questions or comments. So thank you very much for listening very patiently. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Hari Bol. So we can end. So Prabhuji, you can shut up completely.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.